Hey, shalom to the hopeful elect. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. This is the brother Yatab Yahweh coming back from the GMS SF Bay Area camp. And I got a quick lesson today. All right, Lord's will is edifying. But this one just going into faith, all right, and really, the lack thereof that the majority of our people have, and how that's going to lead to destruction. And ultimately, all right, at the end of the day, there's no excuse. All right. You have the true men of the Lord from the apostles on down, daily, consistently pushing videos, lessons, breaking down and measuring the times, giving the warnings out, filtering it through scriptures, filtering it through prophecy to let our people know what the hell's going on. All right. So at the end of the day, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Okay. Specifically for our people who want to deny this, who don't have any faith. All right. Because at the end of the day, faith is a gift anyways, which let me grab that and then I'll jump back. Ephesians 2 and verse 8. All right. And this is why it's precious. Having this truth is precious, and being able to understand what's going on. All right. Is truly, a precious gift. Ephesians 2 and 8. It says, "For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High." So having faith is a gift. All right. And it's given by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, "Not of works, lest any man should boast." So for the ability to even believe, all right, the ability to even see what's going on, that has to be given by the Lord. Okay. So it just goes to show you there's certain people, which the majority of our people, who haven't been given that gift. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, there's still no excuse. All right. Because what? This word is being pushed. All right. Things are coming to pass. I mean, you got, it's popping off over there in the Middle East. Okay. Esau's being exposed. Okay. So at the end of the day, hey, you just, for those who don't believe, all right, you just got the short end of the stick, so to speak. Okay. But the Wadi Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we can see. Okay. But this is Romans 10 and, verse, let me just get straight to the point. Verse 17, it says, "So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High." And you can't say you haven't heard that word. You haven't heard this word. Again, you have the apostles and elders on down. You're doing lessons daily, going out there to the highways and hedges weekly. Okay, this word is being pushed, especially now. It says, "So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily," which is truly, "their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world." So you can't say you haven't heard. All right? You can't say that you haven't heard, okay, what the hell's going on. You haven't heard about the Israelites. You haven't heard about the gospel, which when we go into the gospel, what does it mean? It means good news. Okay? Real quick, let me jump over here. John 15 and straight to the point, verse 22. It says, "If I had not come and spoken unto them," which this is Yahushai speaking. Okay? And again, we have the same testimony of Yahushai. What is that? To worship the Most High and what? The spirit of prophecy. It says they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. So this word is gone out. This word has been preached throughout all the ends of the world. All our people, the majority of our people have heard this. Okay. Now, if you've heard this word and you haven't repented, okay, you want to stay stuck in that bubble. You want to continue in a system that is corrupt. You want to be under a man that's just nasty and wicked. All right. Again, everything that's coming out. Look at what the hell's going on. All right. I mean, look at it's like a clown world of politics. You know, you see this dude Trump, which again, he's all set up. But you see that in the average day, Jake, you know, they're just going along with it. Or if they're not, there's vote for the next president on the Democrat side. So again, it just shows you that you're in this bubble, and really the Lord has you in this bubble. And again, there's no excuse. All right. It says again, verse 22, John 15 and 22, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sinned, but now they have no cloak for their sin. There is no cloak. Okay. In the NLT, it says what? They have no excuse. So if you want to continue in this madness, you want to be under the so-called white man, you want to submit and ultimately take that MOTB and be one with his system, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? Whether you believe it or not, it don't matter. Okay? Real quick, Matthew, just to prove that this gospel has gone out, 24 and 14, because, hey, this is why things are happening. Matthew 24 and 14, it says, and this gospel, which is the good news of the kingdom, shall be preached. And again, why is this good news? All right, what does the gospel say? All right, that there is a salvation, a rest for our people. You know, being at the bottom of the barrel, having the full brunt of the curses, there's something better than this. Okay, in which if you're a Jake and you hear this and you deny it, that's on you. All right. It's literally good news. It says, in this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So again, this is why so many things are happening. You have, World War III getting started. I just read they're sending, Trump is trying to get a lot more countries involved over there, and they're sending more troops. Okay, so, Lord's will, this just snowballs into full-blown World War III. And if it does go full-blown World War III, then, Jacob's trouble's coming, the MOTB's coming, and ultimately what? Salvation is coming. So again, all these things are speaking, showing you that we're coming to an end. And why is that? Because this gospel has gone out. So what does that mean? Our people have heard. And if you want to stay stuck in denying this, if you want to say you don't believe in the truth, then again, that's on you. All right. There is no excuse. All right. Romans 3 and verse 3, it says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? So if you don't believe, you choose not to believe in this gospel. All right. You don't want to believe that you're an Israelite, coming from one of the 12 tribes. You don't want to believe you're under the curses. You don't want to believe that the so-called white man is a wicked, profane, not upright being, spirit, and you want to go along with his plan. Does that mean that, okay, now the Lord's going to stop prophecy? The Lord's not going to destroy this place? Does that mean the kingdom's not going to be established? It says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. Hey, the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is about to blow this bitch up. And if you're with it, if you do not believe in him, okay, if you believe in the so-called white man, then what? Then what? You're about to get destroyed. You're going to be fuel for that thermonuclear fire. All right. It says, the Most High forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. All right. So again, the Lord is not a man that he should lie. All right. He has told us these things. All right. He has declared the end from the beginning, and we're living it out now. And why are all these things speaking as loud as ever? Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, because this gospel has gone out. Now, again, if you choose to stay in this madness, all right, you want to stay in the matrix, you don't want the red pill, then you're going to be destroyed with it. All right. And again, ultimately, who are you blinded by? You're blinded by this man. All right. You want to continue being under a wicked ass, evil pedophile, raging, Mo, hey, that's on you. All right. Romans 11:7, it says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right. So again, it's all about the elect. All right. The elect has obtained this gospel. Okay. The elect have obtained this gospel, and ultimately what? The gift of faith. It says, according as it has written, the Most High had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. So again, ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahushua has blinded them. Okay, but who did he use to blind them? Well, I'm going to grab it. It says, and David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. All right. So, this curse is upon, the 2/3 and the wicked of our people, that when they hear this truth, they're stumbling at it. There's something that they can't get it. Okay. They trip over it, whatever it may be. All right. The Lord is a so-called black man, or a lot of our people stumble over the so-called white man going into slavery and ultimately being destroyed. All right. Not holding hands with the so-called. That's one of the main reasons our people stumble, is because the so-called white man, all right, the Edomite, can't make it in the kingdom out of everything. Okay. But again, that's one of many. Our people stumble. All right. But it says, let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. So the Lord has given them a spirit of slumber. Okay. Let me get this real quick. Because again, the Lord has used Esau, all right, to blind a lot of our people. Okay. Where is it? Salakia, bear with me. Yep, right here. 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 3, it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. So if our people, all right, the majority of our people can't get this good news, what does that mean? It means you're lost. And what are you lost into? You're lost into this world. It says, verse 4, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. So the Lord has used the God of this world, lowercase g. Who's the God of this world? Esau, Edom. All right. And what is he blind? How is he blinded? Well, he set up a society to where you think this is the end all be all. All right. This is just how societies ran. You go work a 9 to 5. Well, first, before that, you're stuck in a ghetto. You're stuck in a project. All right. You're told your whole life, if you work hard, you might make it out. All right. But for a lot of our people, they're just stuck in a shitty situation. OK, fed poison. All right. Sold lies. There's literal glass ceilings when you enter into the job market. They don't tell you that. Okay, but here it is. You go to school, you learn how to work for the devil. All right. You do your 9 to 5. You work 40, 50 years, then you might have a retirement. If you're one of those, you can have a pension. If not, you working forever. But all the while, this man's making money off you. All right. He's making you sick with the food that he's giving you. And then he's profiting on you going to his doctors. All right. I mean, this place is hell. But that's what our people think is life. This is life. All right. In a system that's ran by two parties. Okay. It's either red or blue, Democrat or Republican. One might do bad a couple years, but it's okay. The next one, he'll do good. All right. He might. It's just madness. Okay. This is what our people are blinded by. And ultimately what they think, that this is the only system that can exist. But the Lord has given us the good news to let us know what? This isn't it. All right. This isn't it. This isn't a righteous system. This is a wicked system. All right. And you can see it degrading as we speak. You can see it losing as we speak. All right. 2 Corinthians 4:4 again, it says, whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. All right. And again, they don't believe. All right. So what? This gospel is not going to, that glorious light is not going to shine unto them. They're lost. They're in darkness. They're in gross darkness. Okay. And what's going to happen? Ultimately, they're going to be destroyed. All right. Let me jump over here. 2nd Esdras 15. And yeah, let me just start from the top. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So, hey, you know, this is literally the Lord's words. All right. The scriptures say, give them warning from me. All right. Hey, this is the Lord's warning. We're just literally just the messengers. All right. You don't want to take heed. Hey, so be it. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. That, hey, is the Lord a liar? The scriptures say the Lord is not a man that he should lie. I mean, hasn't he, you know, look at the past. All right. Why do you think the Bible holds so much weight? You know, why do you think people, you know, it's still the #1 selling book? Because it's true. Okay. You can read about past instances where, you know, there's certain things that came to pass and that were prophesied thousands of years or hundreds of years prior. All right. I mean, we're living in times now that things have been prophesied 2,000 years ago are happening now. Okay. So what? They are faithful and true. It says, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. And what's incredulity? All right. Lack of faith. Okay. So it says, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. We don't fear that. All right. That's not what worries us, because ultimately we know that is your lot. All right. It is your lot not to believe. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. You're going to die. All right. You don't want to believe in Esau going down. You don't want to believe in this system coming to an end. You want to further our people in curses. All right. Living in wickedness. Well, you're going to die. Okay. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And this is really close to happening. All right. And it's happening on a small scale, but what? It's going to increase. You got to understand, things are happening faster and faster. They're already talking about that closing of the strait, that they're going to keep it closed. So what's going to happen? Oil's going to go up. A lot of things use oil. A lot of things use gas that, or petroleum byproducts that come from oil, gas included. All right. So-called, what are they called? The pharmaceuticals. All right. So-called medicine, which is not true medicine. Okay. Fertilizers, things that help crops grow. Okay. So all around, what? That is going to shut shit down. And then what? It's just going to increase. Famine, death, you know, war. The war is really going to pop off. There's already troops going over there. And hey, they said by the, by mid this year or end of this year, okay, they're going to institute that draft. All right, that's the talk. That's one of the bills that was passed. I forgot what it's called. All right. But again, you see these things, you know, happening faster and faster. So if you don't believe, you're going to get caught up in these things. All right. And again, these are why these plagues are made, for the wicked of our people. Okay. But let me get this and you know, I'm going to end off. I don't want to make this too long. All right. But, you know, there's ultimately a prophecy. All right. Of the 2/3. Okay. And what's going to happen to those 2/3? They're going to die. All right. And what does that 2/3 represent? Those of our people who do not believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, who do not believe in the gospel. Okay? But this is Revelation 21. And Yeah, let me get verse 7. Let me read down. It says, he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son, which is, again, the elect, a joint heirship with Yahweh with Yahushai, all right, set up by Yahweh Shai. It says, but the fearful and unbelieving, okay, fearful and unbelieving. So your lack of faith, all right, your incredulity, all right. It says, and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. All right. And what is that? That's thermonuclear destruction, specifically over here in the land of America. All right. It's going to be utterly wiped off the map. Everything is going to be destroyed here. Scriptures say line of confusion. You're not going to be able to recognize that where a city was. There's not going to be a building left. Any type of infrastructure here. It's going to be utterly destroyed. Okay. So that's what's going to come with your lack of faith or your unbelief. And again, at the end of the day, there's no excuse. All right, you have the apostles, the elders, the bishops, all right, the brothers, men of the Lord pushing this truth at an all-time high. All right, ultimately, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai upon us to push these things day in, day out. All right, week in and week out. The Lord is literally showing signs. All right, you literally got things going on in the world at an all-time high. All right. But you still don't want to believe. That's okay. All right. There's no excuse at the end of the day. All right. The Lord is literally putting it before your eyes. And if you still want to, slap the hand of the Heavenly Father, you don't want to believe in what he said, you don't want to repent, then you're going to get caught up in this thermonuclear destruction. All right. The second death. But hey, Lord's will, this was edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect and a Paul.